Hey everybody, your host Neil Edlick here. I wanted to dedicate a very special episode to the idiots of my life. This episode's called The World Needs Idiots. And see, this all started when my father he was taking me to get beer, okay? And there was this guy walking down the road. And he was walking down the wrong side of the road. You know, you're supposed to walk against traffic when you're walking down the road, right?
He was walking with traffic?
He was walking with traffic. Not supposed to do that.
How the fuck is he gonna see anybody?
Yep. So he was looking back. He kept looking back at me and my dad as we were driving. So, my dad calls him an idiot. And he says, man, this world would be great if it wasn't for all these idiots. And I said, no, that's where you're wrong. This world would not be great. And I'll tell you why. Okay? It's the same guys that do that shit are the ones they're your underachievers in life, you know? They don't use the maximum brain power, right? So these are your guys that flip your burgers.
Then again, have you ever thought maybe the guy that was walking with traffic, maybe he knows you're supposed to walk against traffic, but he didn't give a fuck, and he was kind of hoping that he would get hit by a car so then he could sue the person?
Well, then why was he looking back?
I don't know, he was looking to see if maybe he was getting ready to get hit by a car so that he could get his fucking money.
You know,
he can, like, tense up or something, or, like, do a little jump to make sure he survives.
I hadn't considered that. Huh. But anyhow, the story works better if we don't assume that, right?
Alright.
So anyhow, now a lot of times these people that have these shitty jobs, they're not idiots. They're just underachievers, which makes them as good as idiots, right?
Some of them are just overachievers because a lot of college kids now are working at fucking grocery stores and shit. And when I say college kids, I mean people that have fucking graduated, people with master's degrees even, because they can't fucking find employment anywhere.
Yeah, when I was working at the grocery store, I had a customer tell me that her son graduated from college. And he was like a liberal arts major. And then she said, do you know what he does for a living? And I said, he's a cashier, isn't he? And she said, yep. That's exactly what he is. He worked at some other store.
So he went to college, became a cashier, and now he has to pay off all those student loan debts when he could have just gotten done with high school and became a cashier and had some money saved up instead of being in debt.
Yep. There are so many college students that aren't getting into their field. It's ridiculous because the competition's too high because we're overbreeding, you know?
Yep.
I can't stress this enough that these people, they find these shitty jobs and, I mean, I guess an underachiever is almost as good as an idiot, right? Because these are your people that flip your burgers. They unload your docks, and people say the world would be great without idiots, but I mean, can you imagine if you had to hunt for your own food again, or had to grow your own food, or had to watch out so you didn't get eaten by bears or tigers or all the predators? Because I'll tell you what, we may be on top of the food chain now, but back in the day, there are still animals that will kill you in a second.
Yep, and that idiot that's loading docks can probably kick your ass, so he might actually survive in a situation like that, whereas you'd be fucked.
You'd be fucked.
Sitting at a fucking desk all day.
Eating.
Using fucking Excel.
Google Docs. But anyhow, the world needs idiots. Now, I have a couple of stories here from my glory days as a grocery store clerk. So there was this one girl. She was in high school. She had this boyfriend that she said he told her that he was going to hurt himself, and this was her ex-boyfriend at the time. He told her he was going to hurt himself if she didn't talk to him. And so
I just wouldn't talk to him.
Yeah.
I probably would have told him to do it.
Yeah, well, women have that, heart or whatever, useless emotion.
Heart?
Yeah, they have, like they care, they see the kitten videos and they cry, they have full of emotion.
Well, what are they gonna do if they have that heart when America takes our guns away and we're left to fight with our fucking knives and sharp sticks?
Well, they're gonna say, well, Mr. Chinese Communist, I'll just suck your dick. How about that?
I mean, you're gonna have to be pretty heartless to take on a tank with a knife and a sharp stick. I mean, even if you had a gun, you'd have to be pretty fucking heartless. You have to be able to take on a fucking machine.
Yeah. So anyhow,
Fucking rednecks.
this girl, she's like, first she tells me she's gonna be all smart about it, right? She says she's gonna like stay away from this guy, and she knows that it's a ploy to get back together with her or whatever. So then, like I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks later, she comes to me and she's like, yeah, she goes, I got back together with that guy. I'm moving in with him.
Well, that's stupid.
What goes through these women's head to make them think that this is the greatest fucking idea they've ever had in their entire life? She said it so proudly, like it made perfect sense to her.
What is it? Did her mom piss her off? So she was like, "Oh, mom, I'm just gonna move out because there's this guy that's gonna kill himself if I don't move in with him, anyways."
Something like that. I guarantee you.
That's probably what it was.
You're probably right. But that's not the only story I have
in with
either.
my boyfriend, and he's gonna support me, and we're gonna pop out some more bebes,
Oh my god.
and then they can grow up and they can go into tons of debt going to school, and then they can become cashiers too.
And then there was this other girl that worked at the grocery store. Her boyfriend, this guy used to beat the fuck out of this girl. Like, I mean, he broke her arm.
Really?
He choked her out, took her keys and her phone, threw them in the fucking woods where she couldn't find them. This was in like a fast food parking lot, and just real fucked up, horrible shit. And she'd sit
What
there.
fast food restaurant?
I think it was a Taco Bell, to be honest with you.
All right, so we know right off the bat from hearing that they're going to Taco Bell that they're scumbags.
Yeah. Well, hey, don't hate on the Taco Bell.
That's why I said it, because I knew you'd get pissed off because you fucking love Taco Bell.
Yeah, and that's what I
I'm
paid
not
Kyle.
wrong, though. I mean, you ride around on a fucking rascal when you can walk perfectly fine just so you can get that disability check.
Hey, I cannot walk fine. There was a government doctor, and he checked me out.
I don't know, man. Those back pain things, they're pretty tricky. You pretty much just have to go to the doctor and be like, "Oh, ow!
Give me some
I saw you break dance the
Percocet.
other week."
You didn't see nothing. Anyhow, where was I at? So anyhow, this girl used to sit there, and she'd tell me, "Oh, I wouldn't." She'd say, "I wouldn't be with him if I didn't know deep down inside he was a nice guy." I was like, "Well,
Because a nice guy emotionally blackmails you.
a tiger may be cute and cuddly, but he's still gonna fucking eat you."
Please tell me this guy is tiny.
Oh, he is every bit as short as she is.
And you just called him a fucking tiger.
Oh no, he's no tiger. He's a little punk.
Is he Cody sized?
He's Cody size. Cody, in case
That's hilarious.
you're wondering, is our little 4-foot friend. This guy's pretty small. He's
So
huh?
how did he even kick her ass if he's that small?
I don't know. He just
Why did she just beat the fuck out of him?
cause she's she's emotionally weak, just like the rest of these women are. These women that go out, they find these guys. By the way, this is a beta female trait. If you go out and you find these shitbags and you fucking date them and then you sit there and you defend them, that is absolutely the most beta thing that you could do, and it is a huge turnoff.
Just like tattoos.
Just like tattoos, and tattoos are a beta female trait too, because they, that signifies that you want somebody to pay attention to you. It's the same thing with lip rings, nose rings, any kind of facial piercing other than the ear. Tongue rings. They all say, "Hey, pay attention to me."
Not only that, but it shows that you're just buying into modern trends.
Yep. Doing it just to fit in.
Doing it because you saw some slut on Sons of Anarchy with a bunch of tattoos and fucking piercings getting fucked by a British guy that's pretending to be American.
Yep. Oh, and you see, tattoos back in the day, they may have been hardcore when we were talking about like the 40s, 50s, and maybe early 60s when nobody had them.
Yeah, that was a sign that you were an outlaw back then. That was letting people know, don't fuck with me because I actually have killed people. Now it's fucking little hipsters that are 18 years old wearing fucking thick-rimmed glasses.
Skinny jeans and
They
skateboarding
got their
shoes.
fucking,
Flip-flops.
they got their fucking tattoos of a goddamn fucking Mexican Mega Man on them or something.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope.
They get a fucking mustache tattooed on their hip because it's ironic.
Yep. I think I actually saw somebody in the grocery store one day with they had what it looked like. It was like looked like lips, like lipstick, you know, lipstick marks. Looked like somebody kissed them with lipstick. I was like, what does that signify? It was on a woman. I was like, really? Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
I was at Walmart the other day. All the college girls are going there right now to get their shit for their dorm rooms. There was this fucking gorgeous, gorgeous bitch there. And she had going down her arm, like everything on her was probably a 10. And then you fucking look at her a little bit more closely as she turns around. She has this tattoo on her arm and it goes from her fucking shoulder down to her elbow. And it looks like an alien, like the xenomorphs from the fucking movie Alien just took a shit starting at her fucking shoulder and it just drizzled down to her arm and dried on. I think it was supposed to be like black roses or something, but it just looked like fucking diarrhea.
Looked like xenomorph shit.
Fucking xenomorph feces.
Yeah, and you know what the worst part about these beta female traits is these women, they'll go out and they'll breed with these guys, and these guys will leave them, and these guys will they'll go and they'll still be cheating on them at like 35, 40 years old, right? And then their kids will end up messed up, you know what I'm saying? That's why conservatives want you to have as many kids as possible that you can't possibly take care of because they need more workers. You know what I'm saying? They need more people to flip burgers. They need people to make fucked up life choices just like their parents made. And that's what's going to signify them getting into fucked up little jobs.
And the reason they want that many people, though, is because they want to keep a demand up for those jobs. They want it so people don't have good jobs that they can rely on. They want it so there's so many people that they can replace anybody that wants a fucking raise.
Yep.
If you're working at a burger joint for 6 years and you're still making the goddamn minimum amount they're allowed to give you, which, of course, you're going to give raises here and there because the fucking minimum wage will go up over time, but they'll use that as your raise half the time. And if you one day are just like, yeah, I want like $1 or $2 more, I've been here forever, they'll just be like, oh, well, today's your last day. And then they'll just replace you with some fucking new kid that just graduated. And then they can sit there for 6 years until they get the fucking clue.
Yeah, that,
Then they can go fake a back injury. They can just start living off the government for the same amount they were making working at the shithole that wouldn't fucking pay them a living wage.
You can talk shit about me all you want, but let me ask you this, Mr. Griswold. Let me ask you this. Who's the real sucker here? People that work real jobs or people that play the system like me?
Oh, I wasn't talking shit about you. I just think it's fucking hilarious.
Well, I mean, you gotta get your money somehow, right?
Exactly. I'm all for it. Not everybody can just sell drugs.
I don't sell drugs, but, you know.
Except perks, since you get those for your back. I bought a few off you.
Oh, did you? Was that you? Yeah, we had to use
That was me. That was me and like everybody else at fucking last week's party. Don't deny it.
Okay, you caught me.
You made out well.
And then I ended up trading it to Kyle. Yeah. I agree.
Wait, you fucked Kyle? Or did he hook you up with someone? Because what is this trade you're talking about?
Oh no, he definitely hooked me up with somebody, but he may or may not have joined in. I can't really remember. It was blurry.
That's pretty gross.
You know, well, I mean, hey, you have one cracked out whore, you know, two guys, you know, she wants it in both holes. You can't complain.
Both of you got whiskey dick.
Yep. It's like my dick's like half working, half not, and she's hideous, so it's like down to a quarter now. And I'm just like,
the Eiffel Tower?
No, it wasn't an Eiffel Tower. It was more like a garden hose.
I got a
story about an Eiffel Tower, actually.
Let's hear it.
This goes in with the whole breeding thing, kind of. Anyways, I got this friend. Let's call him Petri Dish.
Yeah.
Because he's fucked so many girls raw that his dick at this point is definitely a Petri dish. And I know for a fact that some of these girls had diseases.
Ugh.
Anyways, he hooks up with this girl that looks like the fucking Penguin from Batman Returns. You know, Danny DeVito and shit.
Really? Danny DeVito, Batman Penguin? That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Looks exactly fucking like him. Tits and all. Anyways, he hooks up with this chick. And they date for a little while. Probably like a year, maybe 2. After they meet, which they met at a bar. And it was over weed. One of them wanted weed. I'm pretty sure it was her. And he gave it to her. So then she had to pay for it with sex. Anyways, they were engaged to get married, which he gets engaged with every girl he ever goes out with because that's how he keeps them hooked.
Sounds like a good strategy.
They're engaged to get married, and all of a sudden, the wedding's off. He thinks better of it. Decides he wants to go fuck someone else. Now, this whole time, she's been telling him that she's sterile. She can't have kids. She has something wrong with her uterus or something. Or hormones are fucked up or something because she has like a mustache thing or something.
Yeah.
Too much testosterone. Anyways, the wedding's off and stuff, but they're still semi-dating. I'm pretty sure they're just fuck buddies at this point. All of a sudden, the wedding's back on. The wedding goes through and everything, and then you find out a month later that she's been pregnant. And this is the kicker. Come to find out, like, a year later after the kid's out and everything, once they were getting broken up and everything, she went and got hormone therapy to make sure she could get pregnant. So she could trap his ass.
Wow.
And now that the kid is out, he finally has like a good job and everything. He can support him, and he's making like probably $100,000 a year working fucking construction, busting his ass, fucking every day of the week. He comes home on the weekend, and she gets pissed off at him because he wasn't home to take care of the kid, and she wants to go out and play with her friends. Her friends don't want anything to do with her anymore because she has the kid. And she's pissed off at the fucking kid, makes him babysit it while she goes out and parties, and then she gets a fucking full-time job. So now she has the kid, and she's dumping it off on her parents during the week so she can go do this, and she's making sure that she has the weekends to go to her job too so she doesn't have to be around her husband. Wow. So now he has zero spare time to do anything.
Well, it's like my dad told me. He said we were... One day when, one day we were going out for something or other, and there was this woman that was eyeballing me, okay? And he said, she kind of looks a little bit like a cunt. He said, and what you got to watch out for is when they stop fucking you silly, all you're left with is the cunt. If she is a cunt, you know? And that's some pretty profound shit when you think about it, because if you don't consider personality as a factor when you're looking for these women, what happens is, if she's a mega bitch, after the attraction fades between you two, which it's going to naturally, that's all you're going to be left with. So, I mean, you could have
That's why you got to go for the chick with the resting bitch face that actually isn't a bitch.
Yeah.
Because that way they stay pretty forever, because they don't get those fucking smile wrinkles. But they're also a nice person.
Yeah. Just some wisdom I'm throwing out there.
Most women that I've met that start off seeming nice, after a while, you'll notice that they were just pretending.
Actually, that's all women I've met. Pretty much. Yep. I think it's like part of the trap, they're nice, they fuck you, they get pregnant, and then you're on the hook.
I'm from a family with very few men in it. And honestly, I'm pretty sure just about every woman in my family is a complete bitch.
Yeah, I remember you telling me stories about your sisters.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to get into that though.
Another can of worms, another episode. But
I don't want to deal with family drama if anybody ever hears this. That's the only thing there.
Yeah, that's why I try to keep my work details vague.
Yep, you got to keep shit a little vague.
I guess the moral of the story is don't have kids. And if you do, make sure you can leave them better off. Like win the lottery, then you can have kids. Or, become a fucking movie star or pop singer, then you can have kids.
But you're not going to become a movie star you have an American accent. Let's be honest.
Patrick Swayze did
The
all
most-
right.
The most you can do in this day and age is potentially get on a TV show, and even those are becoming overrun by motherfuckers like Rick Grimes.
Yeah. By the way, my boy here.
Basically, if you want to be in film, you need to be either Australian or British.
By the way, my boy here does a seriously mean Rick Grimes. We're gonna save it for another episode, but just know it may be coming soon. You got anything else you want to add to this?
Nope.
Oh wait, I have one more thing. Also, it's best in life that you don't follow strictly to a plan, because your plans are gonna get fucked up. You know, a lot of people think they're like the Joker in The Dark Knight, but when in all actuality, they're like the Jared Leto Joker.
Yep, the one that nobody likes. But he thinks he's really smart and he did a good job, but he was so terrible that they actually cut out all of his parts in the movie, and he just can't figure out why.
Why? Why did they do this to me? Alright. This was the final part to our little life episode.
A little rant.
Our little
Remember,
rant.
kids, life's about choices, and choices are whore.
Oh no, he's doing it. Keep going, Rick.
Sometimes you just gotta shoot a Canadian in the chest. Coral!
Coral.
I don't know if that'll come over well on these shitty mics. These fucking mics make me sound like a goddamn Mickey Mouse clone or something half the time.
Yeah. Don't worry. Soon I'll find an impression that I can do, and then me and old Mr. Griswold here will have a little impression off.
Just so you all know, you may be thinking that fucking Neil here's voice sounds fucked up. It's actually his microphone. These mics are so fucking bad. His has a short in it, and it makes it all distorted and shit.
Gives
That's
me
why
a
once in a
Jersey
while
accent for some reason.
It does not give you a Jersey accent. You're actually from Jersey, you fuck.
What?
But what it does do is it adds all that fucking grain and shit to his voice, because that's why every once in a while you'll hear little bits of clarity, and that's what his voice actually sounds like. These fucking microphones are just absolutely terrible.
You're trying to tell me I sound like Ned from South Park?
I'm using a goddamn Xbox microphone right now.
Oh.
A 360 microphone. He's using, what, like a fucking $2 Radio Shack
I'm using a
microphone
magnet
that's
and
plugged
a
into
fucking
phone.
wire.
There you go, that'll work. You know how to do that, then why does it have to be shorted out all the time? Just fix it.
I'm retarded, okay? Does it look like I got more money for more wires? I don't think so.
Alright, let's conclude this.
Alright.
This has been the Cynic Show.
He's your
I'm
host.
Griswold.
And I'm Mr. Endlich. And
That's Neil.
you have a good and
Yeah.
wonderful night.